All right, the first part that you should have done right up here is draw in your bearings from A to B. Draw this line, extend it outside the picture. Okay, this will help you start dealing with how things turn. Okay, and I have my other one right here that goes from B to C. That's this way, and it extends out 142 degrees. Okay, now our job right here is to find out what is this bearing going back that way. What I want to hear your conversations amongst all of you right now is which angle helps us find, because we have to physically, if we're going into C at a 42-degree angle, I want to know how much I have to turn to go out of C. Okay, talk amongst yourself right now. I have angle A, B, and C up here. Which angle do you think is the most helpful in finding the bearing going from C to A?
That's your grade.
This one makes no sense.
I was going to say it's angle C.
It's so weird. I'm so confused right now. I feel stupid. I'm starting to feel confused in this class because I am in Chinese, which is not good.
Okay,
Because I also do
the most visual way I can teach this stuff is by you being able to visualize how much this bearing is turning. Okay, if it's going in at 142 degrees, we need to find out how many degrees this thing is turning. And the only amount, the turn angle occurs outside of the triangle. That's why I always draw these lines outside and create an exterior angle. Okay, this is the turn amount. To find that turn amount, that is supplement, okay, of angle C. There is one way to find angle C quickly. Okay, but we need an angle first of all to find angle C. See? So we're talking about a turn up here. Okay, if we were going into B at a 50-degree angle, and we turn and come out of B at a 142-degree angle, we have just turned 142 degrees minus 50 degrees. Okay, we have just turned, in this case, 92 degrees. You okay with the turning part there? Yeah, so we're good now? Alright.
I already have that.
You already got this part? Bree, you good on this one?
I
You're
just
still
did the
confused?
Wait, do you
You see-
always subtract?
When you're finding the turn angles, you will always subtract the bearings here, but no, I can't say you're always going to subtract everything, because you're going to find out eventually you're not going to start adding.
Because that's
Yeah.
what confuses me when you're adding and then subtracting. Then
Okay, yeah, that's I get to. That's my big point of today's lesson, is how to learn when to add and when to subtract. Okay? So stop me if you get confused. So this part right here, we know that angle B is 88 degrees. And the deal I wanted to find out is angle C. Luckily, I didn't make you do the big law of cosines to find angle C. I was nice enough here to give you the law of sines, okay, because I could do the sine of 88 over 10 equals the sine of angle C over 3. 10 times the sine of C equals 3 times the sine of 88. Oh, what do we come up with here when we do the sine of C? 0.2998. Hit our inverse sine and we get about a 32-degree angle, is that?
17.
Okay, 17? No, never mind that. That was off. 17.4466. Okay. Yeah, I don't have those quite memorized. Okay? So I have angle C. Okay, I'm just going to put 17 up here so that we can discuss this turning thing. if angle C, the interior angle is 17, this turn amount, okay, how much that we're going to turn out here is supplementary to it. So we got to take 180 degrees right here and subtract that 17.4466. Everybody okay with why I'm finding this turn? Okay. Good. Okay, we have 104, no, 160.
2.5534.
5534? We all agree? Okay, after rounding? Okay, so this angle right here is 160, about 162, 63 degrees. Okay, here's where the part that you really are a big part of our lesson today is about, do we add, do we subtract, what do we add to, why do we add? We were coming into C. Since we were coming into C at a 42 degree bearing, 142, thank you, and we come out of C going to A, we have to add, because if I put this little compass thing up here that I didn't do this time, this is north, okay, we got south, east, and west here. Okay, we know when we do our numbering system, the numbering of bearings goes clockwise, 0, 180, or sorry, 90, 180, 270. So clockwise is the addition of the bearings. And we are physically going from C, turning to A, we are turning clockwise. So our bearing is going to take this 142 degree bearing that we were going into C at, and add on how much we have to turn to go out of C at. We go out of it at this 162.5534. And so our final answer here is 5534, 304 degree bearing. Yeah? Any questions there on that number one? Number two, I made this a little shorter. Instead of having you to find this angle up here, I gave you an angle to just, let's talk straightforward, find the bearing. Okay, so go ahead and put all the information in number two in the picture. I just kind of want to walk around here, okay, and kind of see, you know, what are you putting into your picture. And I always create these bearings. Notice I always extend them outside the triangle, so that creates the exterior angle, which was the turn. That's why I'm drawing them outside, because if I don't draw them outside, then I won't get the turn angle, or at least the picture of the turn angle, which is the exterior angle. Do we have to do law of sines or law of cosines in this one?
No.
No. And actually, I put this 320 up here, basically, guys, just for extra information. There's no need, you need this 320 degree bearing. It was there because, yeah, if you wanted to see how much you're going to turn from here to here, sure, you're turning 120 degrees. But I don't care how much you're turning from B to C in this problem. It's not relevant. because what you're trying to find out is what's your bearing going from C to A. In order to do that, I have to find out what's my bearing going into C, what's my bearing going out of C. My bearing going into C is 200. And I'm turning right now. And where did the 136 come from? The supplement, 180 minus, okay, 44 degrees. So I'm turning 136 degrees. Now, here's where I think we were trying to clear up. You're turning which direction? Clockwise or counterclockwise? Counterclockwise. Now, here's where I'm going to put my little compass on here. Okay, this is north, south. I know it's making a mess up here, and that's the bad part about me putting more information here. Okay, this is 0, 90, 180. Okay, 270. You can physically see if I'm going counterclockwise, do these numbers get bigger or smaller as you turn counterclockwise? They're smaller. So if I was going in here at 200 degrees and I turn 1 degree, okay, counterclockwise, I'm now going at 199, then 198, then 197. And I turn a total of 136 degrees counterclockwise. So when I'm done, my bearing is going to change by 136 degrees. So I was traveling at 200 degrees, and I changed this by subtracting 136 from it. 64 degrees. Okay? So I have a bearing of 64 degrees.
Could you find, like, the 36 degrees? Could you, subtract 180 from 200 to figure out what the other side of it is?
Going the other direction?
Yeah.
You could have. I mean, there's a couple, like I said, I have taught this many different ways and talked a lot about going one direction, and then I found some that I used to teach, like how much is this angle here, and then how much is this angle here, and then how much, that's a different way. If you want,
Does it work?
it will, but there's a lot more steps to it. Okay. If you want to set me down and kind of make sure I go through it and check it, okay. I think that's the best way, instead of showing everybody and they're like, oh, I don't get that now, I'm confused. Okay, so but I'll look at yours. So I don't have any problems with you guys doing these differently if you understand it better. Okay, I just found this is the best way to teach many, not just a few. Okay. All right, last one. Okay, see if you can find the bearing from C to A on this one. A lot of you here have already started it. You already got it.
Cheaters.
Yeah, they were working ahead. At least
You
you
are
know pictures.
wisely, not cheating. Yes, it is. It's illegal by the United States Constitution.
All right, from A to B, we have 210 degrees. From B to C, we have 80 degrees. And I have a 30-degree angle C. Okay, again, on this picture, I just want you to decipher what's important. If you go in to angle C, you need to know how much you turn to go out of angle C. That's what's important, because you're trying to find the bearing from C to A. That bearing right there. So we need to know how much are we turning to go out of angle C. That turn angle is 180 minus the 30-degree angle. So this is 150. Now, this problem was put here for one main reason. If I turn 150 degrees, and I'm turning counterclockwise, that's going to make this angle this bearing get smaller. So you have to take this 80 degrees and subtract 150. That gives you a negative 70-degree bearing. Now, if I have my little compass up here, what that just found is this was 70 degrees from 360, or 0. So 360 minus 70 degrees, because you've gone 70 degrees backwards from 360 to get 290. Okay? All right, some extra credit worksheets right here. Okay, I have the extra credit worksheets. Okay, this worksheet right here is if you got a score, okay, on your last homework quiz that was not good, this worksheet will replace it. If you got some good scores on those homework quizzes, this worksheet is all extra credit, 3 points, that'll be added to your 100-point total. So what I'm handing you right now that's handwritten, okay, is all extra credit if you choose to do it. And it is due on the day of the test. You have to do the whole thing to get the extra credit though. Yes, that column right there is a right triangle.